Hello, everyone. This is David. This is my 1994 list. This one is a little different than my normal ones. There's a few albums that I didn't discover until like a year later or a little later. But I had a hard time with like a top 10 from 1994. So I decided to break my rules of I needed to listen to it in 94. I will let you know which ones I listened to after 94, but this is just for this one. This one I listened to way later. I just started listening to this a few years ago, and Motley Crue, self-titled album. This is what started the obsession with hair metal a few years ago, where I went through 6 months of heavy hair metal obsession. I heard Hooligans, what is it called? Hooligans Highway? Yeah, Hooligans Holiday, and was like, what the heck? I've never listened to this before. So, because this would have been a top 6 if I didn't change some of the rules a little bit. But amazing album. I know they wanted to call it something else, just like Quiet Riot wanted to call their album with Paul Shortino something else, but stupid people in the labels wouldn't let them change the name. Also, this was at the huge grunge era, so I don't know how they thought, let's call it a Motley Crue album, and it was going to do well. So I found this about a year after it came out. Cradle of Filth, Principle of Evil Made Flesh. I still think it is their best album. Not only is this cover awesome, but I think this band started out just really strong, great production. At least I like the production. It's a little raw, it's a little produced, it's that perfect combination. Nick Barker's drumming on this is so awesome, and the last song, Summer Dying Fast, is a surefire way to get me to listen to this whole album again. Also, A Dream of the Wolves in Snow has vocals done by the singer who was the original singer of Anathema at the time, and it's all this spoken word stuff, and it's just awesome. I love it. I found this about a year or so after. This is The Third and the Mortal. I don't know if you can even see the band name. You can probably see it easier on the side. The Third and the Mortal, Sorrow EP, and there's a song called Silently I Surrender. This band has a very operatic female singer. Normally I don't like that, but for some reason it just worked, and this EP is awesome. But even better is the Tears Laden Earth full-length album that they put out the same year. Listen to the song Salva Me. It's about a vampire, basically, or her being a vampire and the hunger of needing blood. Just amazing, just awesome. They're a band that has 3 guitarists, and they play very little really heavy chords. They're a metal band that almost doesn't want to be a metal band at this point. Tori Amos, Under the Pink. So I did listen to this. The rest of these I did listen to the year they came out. Under the Pink is still one of my favorite Tori Amos albums. Just as a sophomore album, she is doing fantastic stuff on this. Great playing, great singing. The one thing I don't like about Tori Amos is you can always hear when she goes, when she takes a breath, and but she does it all the time, and it's kind of part of her thing. This has some memories to people I know. Some are still around, some are gone, and just fantastic album. I never see anybody talk about Forbidden Distortion. This is one of 4 album covers. I saw them on this tour. They were absolutely fantastic. I think they were touring with Testament. Me and my friend stayed for about 4 Testament songs and then left. But Forbidden just stole the show for us. Russ had this huge beard. We were calling him Uncle Russ all the time, all night, and we met him, and he was really nice, and just awesome album. They do 21st Century Schizoid Man by King Crimson on here as the like extra track or the last track. They should have not had that on there. The title track and No Reason and All That Is are the standout tracks on here. Just awesome. I was still a huge Dream Theater fan, and when Awake came out, I was super excited, and I believe that was the night I got my job at Cheapo Records in Minnetonka, and this was the last album they did with Kevin Moore on keyboards, and James Labrie, I believe, after this had that problem with his throat, but he had already done this album, so James Labrie is fantastic on this album. Marillion Brave. This album, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this album because I think it's rated higher than it really should be in their discography, but it's still really good. It is one of the best 5.1 surround sounds that I have, and just the production is amazing, and you're supposed to listen to it loud with the lights off. Oh, by the way, it's a concept album also. Number 2 is Fate's Warning, Inside Out. This is a perfect combination of their more commercial stuff with their more technical stuff, and this was the last one with the lineup that started from the Perfect Symmetry time. So they did Perfect Symmetry, Parallels, and Inside Out. And just amazing playing. If you want to listen to a good indication of what you're getting into, listen to the song Monument. Number 1 of that year, Dogman, King's X. I remember listening to this for the first time on cassette with my headphones, waiting for the bus to bring me from downtown to home. Totally different than what the previous album sounded like. It's produced by Brendan O'Brien. Really heavy bass, really thick guitars, and still keeping a lot of their vocal harmonies, but this is the first one where it said Doug Pinnick lead vocals and the other 2 guys were just vocals. Just amazing album. My favorite song on here is Shoes because it shows a good combination of their vocal harmonies and the heavy style and just amazing songwriting along with fantastic lyrics. So King's X, Dogman, number 1 album from 1994. I should have saw him on this tour, but I was too busy getting laid.